everyone, my name is Cassandra Esparza. I also go by Cassie and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am an assistant director in the Office of Admissions here at University of Portland, and I'm so excited to help you learn a little bit more about our community. If we were in person, I would be starting our event with a land acknowledgement, which is something that we do here on campus as we start different events, and especially when we are welcoming visitors to our community. The University of Portland occupies native land belonging to the Clackamas, Bands of Chinook, and Cowlitz Native tribes, and the Portland metro area sits on native land belonging to various tribes in the area. And so we take this time before we start an event to thank the original caretakers of this land. If you would like to learn more about the Native community here in Portland, we have some great resources on our website, which you can find at the bottom of any web page at up.edu. Let's dive right in and learn a little bit more about University of Portland. To describe UP in one sentence, one could say that we are a small, private, Catholic teaching university. I'm going to break down all those little sections and give you a little bit more detail about what exactly that means. By our size, we land just under 4,000 undergraduates with a graduate population of maybe about 400 at any given time. So we have primarily our undergraduate students, and that is who we cater to. When you start to hear the numbers, when you are researching a school, you're going to start thinking about class size and student to faculty ratio. Here at University of Portland, typically our class sizes are no larger than 30, and our student to faculty ratio is 12 to 1. You still have that great ability to have one-on-one time with your professors, take advantage of office hours, and again, feel like a person, like an individual, and not like a number. You will never run into a situation where you are having class sizes of 200, 300 people in a large lecture hall, and you will always be taught by a professor and never a TA or a graduate student. Moving into kind of more of our academic pieces, University of Portland, as I mentioned, is a teaching university. What that means is that we have a lot of emphasis on educating the whole person. Part of our Holy Cross model of education is educating the head, the hands, and the heart of every student, and that is at our core of how we teach all of our students here on the Bluff. Academically, we are divided up into 5 different schools. We have the College of Arts and Sciences, which houses all of the natural sciences, social sciences, and humanities. And then we also have 4 professional schools: the School of Education, the School of Engineering, the School of Nursing, and the School of Business. Those 4 professional schools, those that I just mentioned, are all direct entry programs, and that's going to be important for you to remember as you go through the application process. With the university, we have a core curriculum of 13 classes that every student is required to take. So regardless of that major, whether you're in the School of Business or College of Arts and Sciences, you will be taking this core curriculum. Again, 13 classes, and they are based in the humanities and really speaks to who we are at our core as a liberal arts institution. So even if you are a nursing major, you are going to take a fine arts class, you are going to take a philosophy class, a social science class. And you will be able to take advantage of that. And you can even stretch that core out if your schedule allows throughout all 4 years before diving into your upper division classes as a student. A nice thing here at University of Portland, although we are an incredibly academic institution, we do like to offer things to our students like double majoring, minoring, picking something up along the way if you find that you are passionate about that thing. Also, the ability to study abroad. All students can study abroad regardless of their major here, and we have a different length of programs that can range from a semester program to a full year abroad and even 6-week summer programs. I mentioned at the beginning that we are a Catholic institution. We are Oregon's only Catholic university, and what that means is it can often generate a lot of questions, right? So do I have to be Catholic to go to UP? What is the presence like on campus? For our community, about 45% of our students identify as Catholic, and what that means for our students here is there are opportunities to engage, but a saying that we really promote and believe in here at University of Portland is that the religious aspect of the institution will always be an invitation, but never an expectation for you. Academically, what you will see is taking 3 theology courses during your time here. So I mentioned the core curriculum. 3 of those 13 classes will be theology courses. Outside of that, there are abundant opportunities for you to be a part of that community. And if you are from another faith background, our campus ministry folks would be happy to help you find a place of worship in the community, and you will have different student clubs and organizations to be a part of. And you will still feel included and safe and welcome if you are also coming from a non-faith background. I'd like to talk a little bit more about student life and our campus community. 9 times out of 10, you ask a student why they chose University of Portland, and the word community will probably come out of their mouth at some point. Community here, for whatever reason, does feel different. When you look at our size and you look at our location, we are a place that is small enough for students to find a community, get their tight group of friends, but also we're large enough to where you have that possibility to meet someone new every day. And I think that adds this vibrant feel to campus, that there's something exciting around the corner while making this place your home away from home. Some things that students like to take advantage of is the wonderful city that we're located in. Portland, Oregon is vibrant, it's fun, it's quirky, and our students definitely take advantage of that with our location. We are located about 20 minutes north of the downtown area, and Portland itself is actually pretty central to some really great outdoorsy type activities that students love to take advantage of. So we're talking maybe an hour and a half to Mount Hood to take advantage of snow sports, or about 2 hours to the Oregon coast, and anything and everything in between with hiking and biking and just getting out and taking advantage of this location. 76% of our students come from outside of the state of Oregon, so that adds a lot of diversity on campus in terms of where our students are coming from, and helps students really acclimate to the weather and finding new friends and finding people from maybe their home states and having that in common. All of these things add to a really special community here at University of Portland, and we hope that you are excited to learn more, and we hope to see you on the Bluff soon. If you like what you've heard, I'm going to turn it over to my colleagues so you can learn more about how to make University of Portland a possibility, and they'll be talking about the application process, scholarships, and financial aid. Again, we hope to see you on the Bluff soon.
Thank you, Cassie. Hi, everyone. My name is Jose Joel Cázares. I'm an admission counselor here at the University of Portland, and I use he, him, and his as my pronouns. I'm going to talk to you about the application process for the University of Portland, as well as some tips on financial aid. First, you need to know that there is 2 different ways that you can apply to the University of Portland. You can either, 1, fill out the common application, which is a single application that you can send to multiple universities at once, or you can choose to complete the University of Portland application. We have no preference for either. If you do choose to do the University of Portland application, there are 3 different parts to this application. First, you need to complete the application itself and do the college essay. The application will have your contact information, your high school, and some of your extracurricular activities. In the essay, it's important that you highlight something that you want us to know about. There are 6 or 7 different prompts that you can choose from, and so whatever you want to share with us, we'll be happy to read. Second is your official high school transcript. You may go to your counseling office at your high school, or speak to your high school counselor directly and ask them that they send us your official high school transcript. They can send it via mail or email. We can take either one. Last, we ask that you ask for an academic letter of recommendation. This letter needs to come from a teacher or your high school counselor, and we would like for them to highlight your growth as a student throughout your 4 years in high school. Then, this year, for the class of 2021, we will be test option, which means if you have taken your ACT or SAT, you can send us your scores. This will be very helpful for us to create an academic profile for you. If you have not taken your ACT or SAT tests, do not worry. Again, this is optional. We also want you to know what the timeline of the application is. Our application opens on September 1st, and we have the recommended deadline of November 15th. We are on a rolling admissions, which means that we will continue to read applications throughout the fall, and as soon as we get your application with all of the completed documents, we'll put it in line, and then we'll get to it as fast as we can. Traditionally, We get back to students within 4 to 6 weeks of them submitting all of their materials. So please, apply early because the earlier that you apply, the better. There are some programs here at the University of Portland that are a little bit more rigorous and a little bit more challenging to get into. So we want to make sure that you have as best of a chance to get into these programs as possible. So once again, the earlier that you apply, the better it will be. Something else to keep in mind is some of the financial aid deadlines. One of them is the opening date for the FAFSA. So the FAFSA opens on October 1st, and we encourage all the students that apply to the University of Portland to also complete a FAFSA. That is a form of financial aid that might be available to you, and we want to make sure that you apply for it. We have merit-based scholarships here at the University of Portland that will be based on your academic profile. If you have any questions about merit-based scholarships, the FAFSA, or something related to your admission process, feel free to call us here at the Office of Admissions or send us an email. We'll be happy to talk to you or direct you to the right person that you can talk to. Thank you very much for your time, and go Pilots!